Hi, Sam here from Future Riders. Today I've got the Amped A20 Pro with me here on the bench. I'm going to run through a step-by-step guide on how to build the bike. Now it's pretty simple and should only take you about 15 to 20 minutes to do so. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get the bike down off the bench, I'm going to empty it and get all the parts and set them aside. So we've got the bike out of the box. Now we should have a variety of parts to one side that we're going to need to complete the build. You should have one front wheel, you can have an owner's manual, you can have one battery, one charger, one front number board, one toolkit. Now in the toolkit, you're going to find two of three things. You're going to have a faceplate for the handlebars, and then you're going to also have the front axle. The first thing we'll do now, we'll head over to the bike and we'll fit the handlebars. Okay, so we're ready to put the handlebars on. We've got the bike on our stand here. Now what you might need to do before you put the handlebars on, just guide them up into place, make sure the wires are twisted the right way, make sure it fits on. And then once it sits on and you're happy with the cables, what you'll find in the center of the handlebars, you'll see some markings. Now you can use those to line them up with the stem on the handlebar so you roughly know where the center is. Then you're going to need your faceplate. Just pop that into place. And then what we'll do, we'll just get a couple of the bolts in place, and you're going to need a 5mm Allen key to nip those up. Now, when you're nipping them up, you're going to go front to back, and what you're going to do is obviously you're just going to try and make sure that the top plate and the bottom plate are even on either side, the gap is even on either side. Once I've got all four bolts in, what I'm going to do now, just before I nip it up, I'm just going to make sure everything's centered, make sure I'm happy with the handlebar angle. The brakes should be pretty much at 45 degrees. Obviously you can adjust those after, make sure that they're okay for the little rider, but I'm happy with that angle now, so I'm just going to nip those up, and then the handlebars are complete. Next, we're going to put on the front number board. We're just going to slide this down behind the cables, and then you're going to undo the top Velcro, pop that round the handlebar pad. It's the easiest way I found to do it anyway. And then same on the other side. You can center that up. And then you're going to come round to the back side, and then you're going to hook those through the lower part of the handlebar. Okay, so the handlebars are on. I've flipped the bike upside down, and now we're going to do a couple of things just before we can put the front wheel in. So if you look at the front caliper, you'll find a little pad spacer. You're just going to pull that out. Well, now we've done that, it's a good idea just to make sure that nobody pulls that front brake lever, because what it'll do is it'll push those pads together, and you'll find it a little bit harder then to get the disc in place. Okay, so the second thing we've got to do before we can put the front wheel on is put the axle in the hub. Now, as you're looking at the axle, you'll see on the inside, you'll see two spacers. You'll see a thick one and a thin one, and then the outside of that, you'll see a thick nut and a thin nut. Now, it's important to get these the right way round. So what we're going to do, we're going to, everything on the thick side, we're going to take the nut, the washer, the nut and the spacer off. And then pop them to one side. And then I know that the thinner spacer and the thinner nut needs to go on the disc side. So we pop that through, give a little tap, I'm going to flick it over, and then we're going to put the spacer on first, and then you're going to grab 17mm spanner. If you pop that on the disc side, and you're going to grab your 15mm spanner, and you're just going to nip that up so it's nice and tight. Perfect. Then you're going to grab your lock nut, and then you're going to grab your 17mm and your 15mm, and just nip that up. So now we know the axle's nice and tight, ready to go. So now the axle's in place, we can put the wheel in. We're going to drop that down, drops into place, and then you've got a washer and a nut, and then washer and a nut on the other side. What we're going to do, we're going to grab 15mm spanner. I'm just going to nip those up. Again, don't need to hang off them, but again, after your first ride, it's probably a good idea just to check every nut and bolt, anything on the bike, just to make sure everything's tight and you're happy with it. Give the wheel a spin, make sure nothing's catching, and we're away. Okay, so the bike build's pretty much complete now. So the final thing we're going to do, we're just going to connect the battery. Just before you do, on this side of the battery here, you're going to find the charging port, and here it's just a latch for disconnecting the battery from the bike. Okay, so we'll just hook that in, and then we'll do some checks on the bike just to make sure everything's working. Okay, so the battery's on the bike. We're just going to turn it on first, make sure it turns on. Okay, on the left-hand side, you can see the battery indicator. We can see we've got a full battery. This side here, it says mid at the top and 0-2, which is mode 2. We'll just twist the throttle, make sure the bike works. Yeah. And then we'll pull the brake lever, twist the throttle, make sure the brake sensors are working. Yeah. Shouldn't work on the front. Yeah. Now to change the speed setting, what we're going to do, we're going to come over, we're going to hold the rear brake, we're going to press the speed mode button, and then we're going to twist the throttle wide open and just hold it. And you can see now it's gone to 0-3, which is the fastest speed mode. Twist it and hold it open again. And you can have 0-1, which is the slowest speed mode. Now it's always advised, first ride, just go out in the slowest speed setting, allow them to get used to the bike. Other than that, we're pretty much ready to go. Okay, so the bike build's now complete. Next thing that I do, I just get the little one, sit them on the bike, adjust the seat height, adjust the brake levers, make sure that they're comfortable before they go out on the first ride. If you're unsure of anything or you've got any questions, you're more than welcome to get in touch with us via our website. Also on the website, you'll find a variety of spares, tyres, inner tubes, spare batteries for those longer rides. And that's it. Enjoy your first ride, guys, and thanks for watching.